Hello, I'm Sudarshana Starshine Star. Thank you for being here with me. I'm so glad that you are. It's a beautiful, beautiful Friday evening. I'm wanting it to be Friday, I guess. It's Wednesday. I just I just did a leap over to Friday. Well, it's a beautiful Wednesday evening. It's May 7th, 2025. And to uplift, inspire, protect, and beautify you, me, and this clip, I like to always start my clips with the three opening prayers, which are very short. They're in Sanskrit and Telugu, and they are the Guru Mantra, the Ganesha Mantra, and the Gayatri Mantra. Om Guru Brahma Guru Vishnu Guru Devo Maheshwaraha Guru Sakshat Parabrahmam Tasmahi Sri Guruve Namaha Om Suklam Bharataram Vishnum Sishivanam Chatubhujam Prasanavaranam Dhyaye Sarva Vignopashantaye Om Bhur Bhuvasuvaha Tatsavitur Varenyam Bhago Devasya Demahi Diyo Yonaha Prachodayat Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Wonderful. Well, it is kind of amazing that just this evening, maybe many of you have seen this, it's breaking news over at Columbia University in New York City. Gosh, the protesters that always love to shout, free, 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 and then think of the country that rhymes with Nallis Pine. I'll just say that, but it starts with a P. And they are, Antifa, and they love to dress in black bloc, and oftentimes they're not even students. But in this case, it looked like they at Columbia University did, which is just happening. The NYPD luckily was allowed to go in there and arrest them. They took over Butler Library at Columbia, and they were doing all their crazy things. And really, it's the students are trying to study for finals. And you know how stressful that can be. I'm sure most of you do. And they were usually disrupted. And of course, they take over a library and they're just like very violent. There's nothing peaceful about it. So the police were allowed to go in and arrest, which was, thank goodness. And, but Columbia, come on. Wow. Anyway, and yesterday at Washington State University in Seattle, there was a very violent, I can't even call it, it's not even a protest. And these are definitely Antifa. They were all in black bloc, or as someone that I really like said, they're like cosplaying ninjas, and their weapons were they had cut metal garbage can lids in half, and they were holding them up like shields. It's kind of like a cross between, but they were violent people, cross between cosplaying violent ninja people and like, I guess, Dungeons and Dragons or something like that, some kind of a mashup. But I saw clips yesterday of they were called police, but they were really security officers at Washington State, and they had come to try to stop this because the protesters at Washington State yesterday were so violent that they actually turned over big dumpsters. I mean, never really knew the origin of the word dumpster fire, but they set these dumpsters on fire. They even threw e-bike batteries into them. It almost set a building on fire. The blaze was really serious, and firefighters couldn't get in because these quote unquote called protesters had blocked off all these avenues and had taken all this furniture and made it so not only students couldn't move freely, but no one could get in or out. And they took over a brand new building, an engineering building that I believe Boeing had a lot to do with. And so they were protesting against Boeing, and also what I already said, I don't want to repeat it again, when I said free, 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 and then that country, you know what I'm talking about. And surprise, surprise, they found out it wasn't all students. There were other people that weren't even students. they were detained, but as of last night when I was watching, I was just checking to see there weren't any charges formally pressed against them, even though a spokesperson for the University of Washington was saying that most likely they'll be suspended. But, I want to say ... It's you could grow some beautiful a white head of hair waiting to see if people that do harm in Oregon, California, and Washington states actually are held responsible for the destruction, mayhem, violence, loss of property, and loss of lives from these things that they do. And it's so crazy. And that building, it was a really nice one. I saw the clips they were showing of it, and there was something inside, I didn't know exactly what it was. It looked like a huge computer or something like that, but they damaged that along with many other things. And just the damage to that, whatever that computer thing was inside of the engineer building, was $1 million damage, $1 million to repair or replace that, on top of all the other damage they did. And it was really, like I said, quite violent. They, when the police, as they were called, the security people, were pressing up on them, trying to get them to stop after the fires were getting out of control, the Antifa, really, in ball and black bloc, calling themselves just regular students, braced them and pushed them back, and they were really violent against what was ostensibly a police force. So there's nothing peaceful about this, and I gladly watched them getting cuffed and put into I don't know what the proper word for it. The old-fashioned word for it is paddy wagon, when you get carted off to jail. But anyway, let's see what charges will come of that. I can think of the sprinkle of people that weren't students that were they're definitely just beyond for doing that. But the students, I'm sure that, I don't know because I didn't get an accounting, but I'm sure many of them, their parents are paying for their education, and I can't believe that all their parents would gladly say, yeah, throw away everything, throw away your hard work, our money, your future. Just go ahead and do this for no reason. Dress all in black bloc, go cut some garbage can lids in half and threaten people with them, and strike ninja poses with your wearing scarves from other countries and dressing all in black bloc and doing all this ridiculous stuff and causing over $1 million in damage. Serious business, guys. Anyway, so this has to stop. And I just wanted to let you know that in case you didn't hear about it. We're all very busy, and there's so much going on. It's hard to keep track of everything that's going on, right? Anyway, I only wanted to talk about that. And thumbs up to President Trump, and thumbs up to legitimate police forces that are not allowing this kind of threat against students that are just wanting to get an education on these American campuses. And then they work really hard. It's very expensive, and it's very stressful, especially right now during finals week, on top of the fact that other people's lives are actually being threatened. They're actually being threatened. Not a joke. I'm going to end this clip with a closing prayer in Sanskrit and Telugu. And what I'm saying is, God bless all people in all worlds. Because, yes, I pray for all souls, even souls that are, doing error, grievous error, to even, what we might term more less serious mistakes, but still that have repercussions and consequences. I pray for all souls because I want all souls to have the opportunity of redemption. So even though I call out wrongdoing, evil, darkness, shadow, criminal, harmful, destructive behavior, I still pray for everyone. They need prayers. All right. Om Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. God bless you and yours. Much love and big hugs to you and yours. I'll see you when I see you. And bye-bye for now. I'm in a hurry. Bye-bye.